Hello everybody, it's Wyvern here with another bit of Total War, Warhammer 2 quick match gameplay. This time around we are in Gorgazon playing as the Lizardmen against the forces of Chaos. And this is a match where I wanted to change my old build a little bit and see how it would work. Back before the patch I had a build I liked to run that was Slon Mage Beast of Heavens and then double Sarge Old Bloods on Carnosaurs and then 2 Chameleon Skinks, and then the standard front line of 3 Temple Guard and 2 Carnosaurs. But I figured that after the patch, it might actually be worth bringing Chameleons or Skink Chiefs instead, and then swapping the Feral the Old Bloods out for Feral Carnosaurs. Sarge Scarvets for Feral Carnosaurs. And so that's what we're trying out here. For my Lord, I did bring a Slon Mage Beast of Heavens. I think he's the way to go here. You could bring a High Magic for the heals, but honestly, or Mazda Mundi, I guess, for the heals. But I personally prefer this. He does have the Blood Statue of Spite, which does some damage to units. He does have Banishment, Shield of the Old Ones, Aura of Quetzal. I did bring Uranus Thunderbolt, wanted to try it out against elite enemy infantry. I expected some Chosen with halberds and stuff like that. Curse of the Midnight Wind, Wind Blast, and Harmonic Convergence, all very good abilities against Chaos. I also brought, for some reason, our Roiling Skies, which I wouldn't really recommend against Chaos, but oh well, we all make mistakes. Up in the sky, 2 Skink Chiefs. These guys, of course, have the new Cold-Blooded, so I figured that I could keep these Feral Carnosaurs in check. They could also do a good job zoning away things like Marauder Horsemen and pressuring things like Kolek or this Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows. For my front line, it is 3 units of Temple Guard. These guys will mulch through lower-end Chaos Infantry. They're actually one of those units. They look like they're not very good on paper, besides like HP pool and leadership. But in fact, their attack speed is one of the highest for a halberd unit in the game by far. And even outside of halberd standards, they actually attack really, really quickly. And their weapon strength is not bad, so they can actually tear through a lot of units you wouldn't expect them to, despite being a halberd infantry. They'll outperform a lot of other halberds against infantry troops. Then we do have 2 Carnosaurs. These guys are chevron up a little bit because we had some spare change. These guys have been buffed a little bit. They're really potent. They're going to be able to mulch through everything except like these Chosen and maybe these Trolls and I guess Kolek. But all the other infantry is going to be easy cannon fodder for them. And honestly, they're even going to be able to trade okay with the Chosen. And that's really, actually, they're going to help with the Chosen quite a bit because of their raw weapon strength. In the meantime, though, my opponent harassing me a little bit here with his Marauder Horsemen, but we were able to pick off a model shot with our Blow Darts, which is pretty cool. Definitely one of those things where Skink Chiefs really rock. And now we are pushing forward, looking to engage here with our Temple Guard and our Carnosaurs. You can see we're pushing forward with our Slon Mage Priest, and kind of darting and bobbing and weaving with our Skink Chiefs over there, whittling down those Marauder Horsemen. The lines are going to clash here. You can see the Temple Guard getting their charge bonus off. In come the Carnosaurs behind them. You can see Aura of Quetzal going down. And we're going to pop our Shield of the Old Ones and Aura of Quetzal over here, which is going to be a nice little buff. And in the meantime, we are going to pop a some debuffs over here. The Curse of the Midnight Wind going down, helping stabilize things despite the enfeebling foe going down my Temple Guard. The Carnosaurs are in here getting buffed a little bit. You can see they're actually doing some damage to the Chosen, though probably not as much as we would like. And our Carnosaurs are over here starting in against Kolek. These guys, of course, very potent units. They can do quite a bit of hurt. And we are summoning a Banishment up to try to wipe away some of these infantry troops. Unfortunately, it being a stupid spell, or I guess that's not a kind way of putting it, but a Vortex promptly wanders away. We have cast a Blood Statue of Spite on one of these guys as well, which I think it was this unit's Chosen. That said, you can see the front line here going a little badly. We are going to cast a Lightning Strike on these Demon Spew. Or actually, no, that was my opponent's Lightning Strike there on my Demon Spew, or on my Temple Guard, hurting them pretty badly, but the Demon Spew here getting dumpstered and torn apart by the Temple Guard. And my Skink Chiefs are now focusing on the, they're going to start focusing on Kolek pretty shortly. Now, he has popped Standard Die, he has popped a bunch of buffs, but he's being pressured very heavily by the Feral Carnosaurs. You can see this one rampaged over here, but shortly we are going to be able to hit it with a Cold-Blooded and get it back under control, you can see over there. And suddenly, Kolek in a very bad spot here, being pressured by 2 Carnosaurs, not 1. Fighting on top of Temple Guard, which is really not where he wants to be. And we've basically won this flank. This left flank here is going very well for us. The Carnosaurs are pressuring out Kolek. They are forcing him away. The Trolls have routed. The Demon Spew is completely shattered. These Trolls over here are also not going to last much longer. And my opponent here trying to run away with the Chaos Sorcerer Shadows, but we do have the Feral Carnosaurs there, and we are weakening this guy with our Skink Chiefs. In the meantime, the Carnosaurs that routed are coming back to kind of munch on these Marauders and Aspiring Champs, and the Temple Guard, of course, being Temple Guard, are holding strong, able to hold out here. Another Blood Statue of Spite going down on the Chosen Halberds. I don't know how much damage it does, to be honest, but it is a fairly cheap upgrade, so it's going to do at least something to him. And the Temple Guard over here, actually, my opponent, he won this flank, but then he bypassed it. I think trying to save Kolek. So what happens, these Temple Guard now got ignored, and now they got a rear attack on these Chosen, which is pretty amusing. My opponent is throwing some axes at him, which is a bit of a pain, but there's nothing I can do about it. That said, any axe not being used on my Feral Carnosaurs is good for me. My opponent here sends some trolls after these guys, but the Feral Carnosaurs just kind of waddle away, chasing after the Chaos Sorcerer Shadows, who got terror routed there, and they are able to munch on him and just completely destroy him. So we're removing my opponent's magic from the field, which is really, really important. Kolek, though, does make a comeback, which is a little annoying. He does get another lightning strike over there. I'm actually not even sure whose lightning strike that was, to be quite honest with you guys. I think it was his, but it might have actually been mine against the Chosen. Regardless, he's going to come in and terror out my Temple Guard, which is a bit brutal. Temple Guard, you know, they got good leadership, but no immunity to psychology. So they're going to get routed there, and Kolek really low on HP, but my Carnosaur is getting blocked up. One of them was chasing the Sorcerer off the field. One of them is getting caught up over here, getting pounded by these annoying axe throwers, and getting blocked up by Demon Spew, which is really ridiculous. That's not how this works, guys. This is nuts. But the Demon Spew is slowing down my Feral Carnosaur, and these axes are doing some work. But we do get another banishment here, which is going to roam around over all of these units, going to catch some of these Marauder Horsemen, do a lot of damage. Kolek over here focusing very heavily on my Slan Mage Priest, who is of course large, so very vulnerable to him. But a Carnosaur is going to come in with the Steel Chair, looking to save his friend here, and does some damage. Does actually nothing, because he apparently misses. My opponent does manage to rout, or rampage the Feral Carnosaur here, and it's actually fallen apart pretty badly. Things are looking a little grim. Kolek certainly is taking a pounding, but my Carnosaurs, who I was really counting on to do damage here, are being distracted by all the trash around him. And although they do get a hit in there on Kolek, he does still have some very monstrous melee stats. You can see we are going to get a bit of a lightning strike here, and this will do some damage, I think. It does a little bit there. But my opponent is able to rout one of my Feral Carnosaurs, shatter him, and, well, actually not shatter him, just kills him. You can see the poor little guy topples over there. And suddenly things are looking very grim. But while that was all going on, Scumbaggery 101 going on up here. Two Skink Chiefs have been chipping away. They still have 34 ammo and 32, and Kolek is on the run because he's been pressured so very heavily by those darts. And suddenly he's running. He's taking like 40 damage a pop there. The Skink Chiefs really don't do very much to him. But death by 1,000 cuts. Kolek rolls over, dead, and suddenly mass terror because my opponent's army has been so badly mauled up to this point. The Carnosaur is still on 1,400 HP. And we're able to force a shatter. You can see the aspiring champions over there routing, so some champions they are. These aspiring champions, the last few left alive, the Chaos Trolls here routing. And my troops are now going to be able to start rallying. We are able to remove these Marauders from the map. The Temple Guard here, on the dribs and drabs, kind of rallying around the Slan Mage Priest. And we're forcing off all these troops. My opponent does still have a caster here who is trying to get in to rally his troops. The Carnosaur here does get surrounded, hit by an enfeebling foe, but simple fact of the matter is, at this point, leadership is tanking for my opponent, and we do manage to scrape out a win just barely in the nick of time. So a fun game against, I don't actually know who the guy's name was, because it's just a dash there. But regardless, a fun game. The strategy works okay. I don't know if I would perhaps been better off running, say, Mazda Mundi with the heals. It might have been a little superior. You would have also gotten the Ruination of Cities, which could have potentially been a more powerful nuke against some of these troops. I could have nuked like both pockets at once, and potentially gotten rid of both Chosen Halberds. The Halberds really did hold things together for my opponent, because where units like the Trolls can't do that great against Temple Guard, and obviously Chaos Marauders are pretty lame, Demon Spew as well, and Aspiring Champions, all those units really won't do that much to Temple Guard. The Chosen are just absolute beasts. Marauder Horsemen, also a bit of a nuisance, so having a net from Mazda Mundi could have been useful. For my opponent, Kolek obviously did work. Kolek was a huge sort of target for me that I focused on very heavily. He did a lot of work. The Feral Carnosaurs one of them got killed because of that. That said, it all worked out. I think my opponent had he focused a little better with he used his throwing axes a lot on my Temple Guard, when really he should have been focusing the Carnosaurs. Had both my Carnosaurs been removed from play, that game was an undoubted loss for me. But regardless, well played. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you found it entertaining and fun. If you have any comments, any criticism, any questions, as usual, don't hesitate to post them, and I'll do my best to respond as soon as I can. I do thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.